Jeffrey slowly opens his crusty eyes. You can already feel the throbbing pain in his head from all the junk food he ate last night. He checks his phone. It's 3 in the afternoon. He's got assignments to hand in tomorrow. But what do you think Jeffrey does? He opens up TikTok and starts scrolling. I'll just look at a couple of videos and then I'll go brush my teeth, thinks Jeffrey. 2 hours later and he's still scrolling, and by the time that he gets up, there's only a couple hours left of daylight. Adonis is awake before the birds have even begun to sing. He understands that for men, life is a race, and if you want to win this race, you have to start before everyone else. Adonis doesn't check his phone. He doesn't even know what TikTok is. Whilst Jeffrey is staggering home from his night out, Adonis is on his morning run. By the time Jeffrey wakes up, Adonis has already been to the gym and finished his work for the day. This is how all young men should live. Myself and a lot of other guys my age, so I'm 25 years old, are so grateful that we've never actually used TikTok properly. But this video is for those younger men who may have a TikTok addiction. And, this seems like a little wishy-washy video just talking, TikTok's a bad app. But as we get further and further into our understanding of what TikTok actually is and how it truly ruins your life, you start to realize that this is a lot more serious than we think it is. Because on the surface, TikTok seems like a harmless app. It's just, social media. It's just a bit of fun. You can see videos of people like dancing or doing some goofy pranks. Yeah, it's okay, isn't it? But the issue is that TikTok has been meticulously designed to addict you, to siphon away the most important thing that they can take away from you, which is your attention. You open the app harmlessly, just a quick 2 minutes of fun, you start scrolling. The videos are only 15 seconds long, so you surely can't spend too much time on here, right? And then hours pass by. And did you know that the average TikTok user is on TikTok 5 times more than the average YouTube user uses YouTube? 5 times more. YouTube's been around for more than a decade and it's amassed about 2 billion users. TikTok's been around for about 2 years and it's got about half that of YouTube, and it's growing much faster. There's a key to TikTok's ability to hook your attention and just take away hours per day, and it's through the use of unpredictable rewards. Now, you've probably heard about people talking about dopamine recently, haven't you? Like dopamine detox, and Andrew Huberman is like a scientist who talks about dopamine a lot. More and more people are talking about dopamine, and I'm not like some scientist, so I'll just give you a very simple explanation. Essentially, dopamine is kind of like motivation. It's not so much the enjoyment of something, it's more so a pleasurable feeling when you're about to get that thing, when you're on pursuit of that thing. Does that make sense? So you don't actually get that much dopamine when you eat the junk food. You get dopamine when you know you're going to eat the junk food 5 minutes from now. Dopamine's all about the motivation to go and do the thing. And this is how TikTok absolutely hooks, addicts, manipulates your dopamine receptors, because it's not about you just seeing the best kind of video. It's about the search for the best video. It's about the search for the next video that makes you breathe from your nose. Just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and your dopamine's just hyperactive because you never know, the next scroll might be really, really interesting. If you've ever studied psychology, you might know that there's a very famous experiment that found this out like decades ago, and this was called the Skinner rat box. B.F. Skinner is a very famous psychologist, mostly because of this experiment. B.F. Skinner ran an experiment where he put rats inside of a box. Skinner observed that the animals responded most to random rewards. The mice or rats or pigeons would press a lever, and sometimes they get a small treat, other times a large treat, and other times nothing at all. Unlike the mice that receive the same treat every single time, the mice that receive variable rewards seem to press the lever compulsively. This is the key to TikTok's addiction strategy. You couple that strategy with the fact that Tinder has an endless scroll. Like, you can't get to the bottom. You just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's almost like it's psychological warfare, because you see that the creators of TikTok know what they were doing when they created a platform like this. They know that this would addict you severely, and that there's such a level of friction to stop the pursuit of the next dopamine-filled TikTok. To close the app is actually kind of difficult. It's not uncommon for us to hear of some young guys who are spending more than 1 to 2 to 3 hours per day on TikTok, and there's literally some guys who are more on the extreme side, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I can already sense that there might be some people watching this who may have fallen victim to like the Jeffrey propaganda that's come from these companies, and you might literally have like this conscious thought right now thinking, oh, but like, it's not that bad. Like, I only do it a little bit. I only do it like 1 hour a day or 2 hours, or like everyone else in my school uses it. You've got to understand, having a thought like that actually shows that you don't have much respect for yourself, because as a young man, you must know this. Your time, your attention, your ability to do work is worth so much. If you expect to become successful in the future, which I just want you to ask yourself right now, you might have never actually asked yourself this question. Just ask yourself totally with honesty, do I expect to become successful in the future? More than just average, more than just making £30,000 or dollars per year, which is like average in these countries. Do I expect to become very successful, make 70K, 100K, 200K per year? Because if the answer is yes, the way that you will achieve that goal of becoming very successful is by valuing your time and putting your time into the things that would actually get you to that level of success, isn't it? Because success is literally all just, have you put in your time into the right things? Have you been learning? Have you been implementing? Have you been trying businesses? Have you been experiencing failure and rejection so that you can grow more? Or have you just been staying in a state of comfort, lying down sideways, just getting more dopamine? Now, everything we've discussed in this video is just basic. It's kind of like common sense now. A bunch of people have understood TikTok's, algorithms are really strong, and, there's artificial intelligence, and there's data tracking, and, there's the dopamine and stuff. Most people know this, don't we? It gets kind of deeper when you really research TikTok even more. That's when the hairs on your arm start to stand up, and you look around thinking that this could literally destroy the world. And I'm not over exaggerating when I say that.